This video is going to be for our lab activity 3. It's going to be a tutorial on how to make the Solidworks model you can see below there in the left hand corner. Now the model we're actually going to make is going to be a small bit different than that one. I'm just going to be going through step by step how to complete the model on Solidworks. I don't have a plan made out beforehand. I'm just going to show you logically how I would make a model such as this one to represent a simply inclined cutting plane traveling through a square base pyramid, like you can see there. Now the reason that I'm doing this tutorial with you is so that you can first of all develop your skills in SolidWorks so that you can make models such as this one for your principal sheets to help deepen your level of explanation for any one of the topics that you might be covering throughout the semester. As well as that, being able to make models such as this one can be very beneficial within the classroom itself and help students gain that bit of a better understanding for the topic itself. So you being able to create models such as this one will prove very beneficial to you when you're out with your own class at 24. So if we just jump out of this now, we go into our SolidWorks. We'll go for a new part. And what we're going to do first of all is we're going to draw our planes of reference. So that vertical plane, that horizontal plane. So I'll start off by drawing on the front plane. And I'm going to click sketch on that. And I'm just going to draw here a rectangle. I'm going to say it's 300, 250. And then I'm just going to go to planar, surface, click on that, and click the tick here. I should turn that into a zero thickness surface. Now I need another sketch, so I go over here, and now that I know I have this in the front face or front plane, I'll do one on the top plane. Click sketch, look normal to that plane, and again draw out my rectangle. Smart dimension it so it's the same size, 300, 250. Now the reason that I have it 250 by 300, I think it looks a bit nicer rather than having the two perfect squares here and here. It feels that, or it looks like the surface itself is elongated, so I like to keep it a small bit shorter but a bit wider here from edge to edge. Again, planar surface, my tick, and now my two different surfaces. Now what I also like to do, I like to basically annotate the surfaces themselves so it's clear what you're doing on each surface. So I click on whatever surface I want to write on. So click this surface, sketch on that, normal to. I get a center line, roughly put where I want it, around there will be fine. Click on the line itself, put some writing on it. So for this is going to be a vertical plane, so I'll just put VP, V slash, or just VP will do fine. I'm going to put that in bold. I'm also going to increase the font size because you can see it here appearing. I want it to be a bit bigger and I want it to come a small bit in, so actually I'll put a few spaces before the VP here. 1, 2 should be fine. Tick this box and go to font and change the size of the writing here. About 30 should do it. A bit small, might make it a bit bigger. Back into it again, font size 36. Looks a bit better. I tick, then I just go to my features and I extrude that out. Something very small, I'll say 0.1 of a millimeter. I'll get to stand out like so. And I'll do the same below here on my horizontal plane. Sketch on that, normal to, center line, drop it in like so. 2 spaces, HB, make sure it's in bold, change the font size again, go for 36 again, looks fine, my tick, and I'll extrude that out using my feature again, 0.1, perfect. Now I kind of want my 2 planes to stand out a small bit more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my appearances over here, click on that, go to my appearances here, drop down, I'll go for painted, drop that down, go for car, and I'll put 2 different ones on it here. Let's just go for blue and red like so. Now I'm just going to edit the color a small bit to soften it out. Like so. I'm going to edit this one as well. Like so. Just wash it out a small bit. Okay, so now that I have my planes of reference, I have my vertical plane and my horizontal plane. And you can see that basically this line is going to represent our XY line. Let's say if it was flattened out. Now all I need is my object itself and the inclined plane. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to draw the object itself. So I'm going to click on this surface, normal to, draw a square for my square base pyramid, keep it a small bit further out. $75 by $75. Now you can play around with the scale if you think if it looks a bit too small or looks too big, whatever you reckon. I might even increase this a small bit, 85 and 85, just get that bit bigger. I'm going to leave it there. Now I haven't decided how far in, let's say from this side and this side it's going to be. Doesn't really matter. If you want, you could specify that by going here and specifying how far in it will be. You could put in whatever you wanted to ensure that's in the position you wanted. I don't think it's necessary, so I just leave it like that. Then what I can do after I've that sketch done, so I exit that, I want to make another plane higher up, so that apex where basically it travels up to, where it lofts up to. So if I go back here now, and I go for the surface that we were just drawing on, which is this surface here, I can click on it, and then I can hold Control, and I can left click on the surface and hold and drag, and then a new surface here will appear, and then you can leave go of Control and your left click, and it should appear. Now you can determine how high up it's going to be over here on the left hand side in your design tree, and I'm just going to say about 100 should be fine. Now what I can do is I can actually sketch in that plane itself. So to make sure I'm clicking on that plane, you'll see that it gets highlighted when you're hovering over it. But if you're not too sure if you're clicking that or something else, you can go over here to design tree and right click and press sketch there. Then if we look straight down top of it, I can use the points below here as a reference to draw on this plane, and I can just do a center line that's traveling from one of the corners to the opposite corner, like so, as you can see. And now what I can find by doing that is the central point. So if I hover on this, you'll actually find the central point. So I'm actually going to drop a point down there. So go over here, hover on it again, click my central point, and now I have a point which is the apex that each corner will travel up to. So now what I'll do is I'll loft it up to it. So I'll exit my sketch again. Features, loft, click my bottom corner here, and it already has that corner clicked, so that's perfect. You can unclick it if you want, like so. And when it's like that, all you have to do is click the tick. There you go. Now, a few problems we have straight away. This sketch is here, and this is here in our way. So what we can do first of all is get rid of them by going over here to my design tree, right clicking and hide. And I can do the same for, oh sorry, not the loft, the sketch. I'm going to hide that so I can't see it, and I want to hide this plane, which is plane 1, so I can hide that as well. Now what I want to do is have my cut going through this plane. So to do that, there's a few ways to do this, but this is the way I like to do it. We're going to draw the plane itself, so it's going to be simply inclined. I'll draw on this surface here, my horizontal plane first. Do a line that is perpendicular to the XY line, like so. And then draw a line on my vertical plane here. That's going to go through kind of like the way I want it to. So around there should do fine. Now what I can do is I can create a plane. So if I exit out of this, I go into my features, I go for my reference geometry, and I go for plane. I click on this and I click on this, then I have a new plane that's going to sit there. Accept that. Now what I can do is I can use a 3D sketch to basically draw that plane in itself. And not even a 3D sketch, not, I'll just draw directly on the plane. Like I said before, there's multiple ways you can tackle this. I'll just draw a square here, it'll do fine. There we go. And now what I can do with this surface, like we did before, planar surface, click on that, and that will create a surface, like so. Now, a few things here straight away. See how that's cutting through our object? It doesn't look very well, our simply inclined plane. So what we can do there is we can first of all get rid of this plane here that we were using before. Well, we don't delete it, we just hide it. So you just have to click the hide here again. Now, the time I was hiding it there, I just right clicked on it itself and showed there. You can also do it over here in your design tree like I showed you before. So there's multiple ways to do things in SolidWorks. As well as that, we want this see-through. We want this to look like that we can actually see what's happening behind or where it's cutting through. So what I can do there is I can change the appearance by going in here to plastics, drop it down, go to clear plastics, and go for any one of these clear plastics will do fine, like so. And now what you can do as well is you can remove the top surface of this object where it's cutting through. So you can just go normal to, you can draw on the surface here, sketch on this surface, sketch a piece like this, and then cut the top section of this square base pyramid off. Extrude cut, extend it out like so, and that should remove the top surface. Now what you can do after this, you can get rid of these lines here if you like, because they are not really necessary. They're only helpful to find the plane at the start. Oh, sorry, actually I'll have to leave them in, I'll have to hide them. I click hide and hide. As well as that, what we'll need to do is indicate that this surface is a cut section. So I can do an appearance again here, and to do that, what I like to do is just go on to Google Images, look up parallel line pattern, and basically save one of them pictures anywhere on your desktop, And then what you can do is go down here in your appearances, go to decals, and go for this Solidworks one here. See this one, the red and the white? Bring that, click on it, drag it over, and leave go on that surface there. And then what you can do is you can go browse and browse for that picture that you've saved, that parallel line pattern. Now I'll just have a look for mine. Here's the one I have, and it will jump in there, and then you can resize it or reposition it to suit, and then click your tick, and then that's that done. Now what you can also do is you can indicate the section that has been taken away, and to do that I like to use lines in a 3D sketch. So if I go back here to my sketch, I click down here and I go for 3D sketch. Then what I can also do is I want to show the top point, the apex of the shape. So I go back along my design tree here. I have a look for that line that I hid before. This one here. See this one? I'll show that one. Did you see it here? That's the apex. Remember we used that before. So I'm just going to show that again. I'm in my 3D sketch. I go for my center line. My center line, I click on my corner and I bring it up to my central point here. Then I bring it down again to another corner, press escape, get the tool again, my corner, go back up to my center, and then back down to the far corner again. Like so. Now again, I want that one to disappear, so I can either click on him here and get him to disappear, or I can go back over here and get him to disappear here again. I'm just going to get him to disappear there. Now, I'm not too happy with the color here of them lines. I want them to stand out, to pop a bit. So what I'm going to do is just click on the sketch, 3D sketch here. Then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click my color. And then I'm going to change it to red. Press OK. Like that it should show. Now if it's not showing after that, what could be the problem is this tool below here. If you click that, it takes away the colors from the lines. So just ensure that that's on. Okay, when you're this far, all you really have to do then is indicate your different points. So for instance, again, just draw a line here and indicate using that text, using a center line and text. Put in here your V, put in here your T, and put below here your H. So for your horizontal trace, your vertical trace. Okay, and if you want, you can put your X and Y for the XY line below here. But after you've that completed, you can save this and submit it as your finished task.